Chattanooga's leaders are proud to show off their environmental turnaround. That's after health experts named it the dirtiest city in the U.S. in the late 60s.
The city has cleaned up its act, but in a News Channel 9 investigation, Kylie Thomas discovers its dirty past is still haunting families today. She joins us now live to explain. Kylie.
More than 1,000 people here in Chattanooga are exposed to dangerous lead levels. That's according to the EPA. And they say this number could actually be much higher. In these documents, they list 5 neighborhoods here in South Chattanooga as some of the worst waste sites in the nation. And tonight, we're uncovering why the threat to children is actually driving this cleanup. Life in Jefferson Heights moves as any neighborhood would. People stop to chat as others stomp through their chores. 3 miles down the road, kids flood Alton Park.
Kids, they play in dirt all day.
But the youthful energy that fills this neighborhood is the very reason it's in danger.
That's something that really worries me and makes me want to look into it even more, where we're supposed to be living.
We told you in September that the EPA moved 5 neighborhoods in Chattanooga to its national priority list. That's after the agency detected high lead in the soil. Records show contamination is caused from byproducts of old foundries. Aisha Scales and her family have lived in one of those neighborhoods for 7 years.
You're doing all this fighting to make sure that your kids are okay.
We sifted through 60 pages of documents. Records show that lead is actually 3 times higher in these 5 neighborhoods than the rest of the city.
A lot of times you don't even know until it's kind of too late.
Doctors say the lead could prompt permanent disabilities for children in the affected areas.
Lead can actually cause damage to your nervous system, and that can have lasting, impact on a child.
Eric Ewing is a doctor in Chattanooga. He says lead exposure can lead to ADHD, learning disabilities, and even a lower IQ. Children can eat or breathe in the chemical.
That's why the key is finding out where the contamination is, where the lead source is, and helping the children avoid that.
The Chattanooga-Hamilton County Health Department echoes this same concern.
It is very much silent.
Just last week, the Tennessee Health Department gave Hamilton County $75,000. That money will be used for children who have high levels of lead in their blood. Hamilton County has found 23 children this year who have dangerous amounts of lead. But in reality, the health department says this number could be much higher.
If you have X amount of children that live in the south side that have elevated blood lead levels, but those children have not been tested, they're not in our system.
Now the EPA is going door to door testing the soil. And based on those test results, the agency could dig up and replace the soil here in highly contaminated yards.
Came in with their buckets and removed the soil.
Tom Savila's yard was replaced a few years ago. The report said to not garden or let children play there. But Tom,
there's been an apple tree in there for long before we bought it.
Takes his chances.
They're delicious apples. Maybe it's the lead that makes them taste so good.
The EPA says they will continue to clean up Chattanooga yards, especially where children live. For Aisha,
especially with my 9-year-old, she still has a lot of school left. She still has a lot of life.
She's getting her 3 children tested for lead this week. So in the midst of her emotion,
how deep is this? Like, how deep can it really go?
This mom is asking for a solution, hoping experts will dig up more answers so she can have some of her own. Now, I've reached out to the EPA several times. I've asked if all the homes in these 5 neighborhoods will be tested. I also asked when cleanup is expected. But as of this newscast, they have not returned my calls or emails. This is a story we will continue to follow. Live in Jefferson Heights, I'm Kylie Thomas, News Channel 9.
Kylie, thank you. Good information there. Health experts say prevention to lead exposure is key. They recommend taking your child to get their blood tested. You can find out if it's your home, soil, or simple hand washing that could be the source of the problem. If you would like to learn more about testing and other services, go to our website, newschannel9.com.